Greetings. Thank you for joining tonight's broadcast. Notice how it's earlier than usual. So expect. We're not thinking right, but that's okay. So, yeah, this is a strange time, isn't it? And it's about to get stranger, and that's what this is about today. So this is not gloom and doom. It's not the end of the world, but it is change is on the way. Now, I'm just getting a download. I could be completely wrong. But the next 2 months, a lot of changes are going to come to the world. As the writing's on the wall, if you want to see it. So, as some might realize, the economy is basically on pause, right? How long can that last, and can the government bail out everybody? That's kind of impossible, right? So, yeah, this isn't gloom and doom, though, but it's for those that are well into their minds, like, I can get through this, you'll be fine. For those that are unstable already, and how to detect that, first off, it's not everybody, but quite a few that went on to that toilet paper grab kind of gives you an indication of those that are not ready for what's to come. So you'd be surprised. It's like you can't buy your way out of this one. So those that feel like they'll make it through whatever, if you feel fine, whatever is coming, might be some anxiety here and there. If you feel like you'll get through it, and follow that. Yeah, follow it. It was like the waves are going to get strange on both sides of the boat. The boat's going to shake. Don't worry. But now I can be completely wrong about this. But if you look at the world, there's no NFL. Hollywood is shut down. I can go on, but it's kind of written on the wall if you want to see it. Restarting all that stuff ain't happening anytime soon. Right now, we're not even allowed to be 6 feet around each other, which I've been going by that rule forever. And about time society has finally followed my lead. But, those that want to wear a mask, I mean, that's fine. Some people are forced to, obviously, if you live in Los Angeles. But mask is going to protect you from this thing. I guess it's one way of keeping you from infecting others. But I don't think a mask is going to do anything either. But it's a blanket, and you might as well take a teddy bear with you while you're at it. So those of you that know that you're not going to get the virus, follow that lead. So take that and follow the economic turmoil that we're heading towards. And like I said, I'm not trying to be a fearmonger or anything like that. There's plenty of those out there already. Now, many fearmongers that are out there today, conspiracy theorists have lost their complete minds, thinking that we're going to get a chip, the government's going to come and get us, FEMA's coming after us, is already showing a sign of weakness. And you wonder why some of those, I'll just use YouTube for example, that says a lot about its audience and how unstable the audience is also. And it goes for the Alex Jones audience also. Yeah, they're just, panic is not going to get you anywhere with this. But right now, a lot of people are losing their minds right now, just staying at home. This isn't going to go away. If they reopen the economy too soon, this virus is going to increase like crazy. They don't want to do that. So June doesn't mean it's going to be reopened here and there in small places, but not fully. There's no way. So you keep the streets vacant for months until June, July, maybe even August. What do you think is going to happen between now and then? You think the economy is just going to snap right back into order? Far from it. So those that are keeping their sanity right now, just keep on going in that direction. Others are already losing their minds right now, thinking FEMA and That's the thing. You live out in the woods. I'm using somebody for an example of this, but one person lives out in the woods, scared of everybody, scaring the shit out of everyone, has all the guns, and it's like, I mean, and you have your buddies around you, but when the economy really does start to slide, and one of your buddies has like you might have a relationship's going on great, everything's fine, sort of you're all paranoid and losing their fucking minds, but if you have one of your friends that's his girlfriend tells him to get lost, or his wife leaves him, or whatever during all this, economy's crash, everybody's losing their mind, and so this guy's not thinking right. I'm just using a guy for example, but anyway, and he already has access to a gun, and you have somebody that has a relationship, everything's fine. How do you know that your friend's not going to blow you away? That's what I'm getting at. So people are worried about the government coming to get you. What about your little friends that are around you? And I'm not being paranoid about this either. So, I have an update coming up about the radio show Neutron, and I just give it a short. That's on permanent hiatus. It's gone. It's canceled, and that's what I'm talking about. I'll have an upload of that tomorrow. Be on the Patreon tonight. It's processing. It'll be go live tomorrow. To give you a little bit more details of that. I'm not going into that right now. So I'm not trying to be gloom and doomer or anything. So those that are the spiritual people that are at 5D, I think some of them are going to be scared out of their freaking minds. But I think where we're headed, at least from what I can see. Now I gotta be completely wrong about this, but look at the climate of the world today. You think this is going to snap back into place? This is worse than the recession of 2008. You didn't have Hollywood shut down. You didn't have the NFL shut down, and even the mortgages are all going to crash eventually too. So, like I said, it's not going to be the end of everybody. If you're strong, you're going to make it through this. No worries. I have to keep saying that. But those that are already lost their minds, the heat is coming. So you got 2 months to figure out where you stand in the world, basically, from what it looks like. It might be sooner, it might be later, or I can be completely wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. Like our lovely presidential situation. First off, Biden isn't even there half the time. His mind is gone. I mean, look at the climate of the world. You think we're just going to jump back in order? Look at China. China's a different story, though. Yeah, we had 2008, the economy crashed, and the whole world went into recession. So where are we right now? Nobody's buying anything. Not really. Restaurants are hurting. Even those that have curbside stuff open, still people aren't buying what they used to. Farmers are hurting. So add 2 months to that. We've just entered. We're not even a month into this thing technically. Not really, at least in the United States. Yeah. So like I say, this is not a gloom and doom, but I tell you, it's not going to get much better, and people are going to laugh, and that's fine. And I don't think any of this is real. I don't think aliens are going to fly in anytime soon. But more of those sightings are definitely going to increase as we lose our minds. At least some are going to lose their minds. So people that are worried about the government and everything, it's mostly going to be like civil unrest. Instead of the government coming after you, people are just going to go after each other, basically. And I don't know how the police are going to handle that. And I don't even know if the military can handle it that well either. We'll just have to see what happens. I mean, there's only so much Netflix and people can handle. They're sitting at home losing their minds now. I'm not trying to push it, but society is not going anywhere. We're at a standstill, and it's probably going to go on for more 2 or 3 months. So it's like I guess God. Alex Jones says get right with God, but it's more like get right with yourself. The more calm you have, the better, and just find something to. See, people are taken out of their comfort zone, and people can get triggered easily now. So you gotta be careful who's around you, who's your friends, because you have your friends that are kind of shady already, or maybe a close friend, but then they say something you wouldn't normally hear them say, and they act abnormal. That's the time we're coming into. We're really testing people. The pressure is on. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. Look at the world. You think it's going to snap back in together? That's fine. But people think, yeah, they're so settled. And that's the thing. What is our economy anyway? It's about being a slave, right? I can't wait to get back to work so I can do the same thing over and over again until I lose my mind. So, obviously, men are very into that type of thing. And of course, I heard a story about, why don't you quit your job if you don't like it? Well, how about all those doctors and surgeons right now quitting their job that are helping people in the medical field right now, in the hospitals that are just war zones? I don't think and most of them don't want to be doing what they're doing right now. So those are, yeah, people are going to get reality checks, major ones. And, you know, sometimes you have to do a job you don't want to do. I'm doing a job I don't really want to do, technically. There's obviously grass is greener, but this is for the greater good. I'm glad I'm able to put this out there. If anyone cares, another story. If people don't care, that's fine. Go about your normal day. Who gives a shit? It's like, I mean, yeah, enjoy your 20 pounds of toilet paper. Who cares? Yeah, live your luxury life of, there's only so many things you can buy and keep your sanity. People aren't getting the relationship affection that they're used to, so they're losing their minds. So some might have too much of it. So this isn't, this, you know, things aren't looking good on the home front. So I don't know what else to say on that matter. I'm going to be doing a lot of longer recordings because I'm going to change up the Friday schedule, or all schedules for that matter. So yeah, this is kind of ground zero. This is something new. Gives you a month to think about it. If you feel like you're going to be fine, and you're calm and you're cool and you're learning about yourself, whatever works for you, entertaining yourself and you're keeping your sanity, you're doing better than most people right now. Because I mean, you look at, I mean, you don't have to go by anything I'm saying. Look at, if you take a look, I mean, Delta, if they don't get a bailout, they're going away in June. And the movie theaters are going, that doesn't matter. But, you know, this is Delta, and there's other companies that are probably on the brink also. So is there a possibility, if even Disney not surviving this too? And Hollywood's are already, I mean, look at Hollywood is stopped. It's not doing much of anything. And, you know, at NFL, that's just nothing. I mean, we right now can't be in crowds, technically. So, yeah, the world's frozen. I mean, this might go into November, where we can't be around each other. I mean, how many times we can scan ourselves and see if we have it and all that nonsense. And yeah, this is definitely changing economies. And there's a possibility, if everything does kind of go into hell, we will have a problem. It's hard to say. Who knows? People have been talking about the new currency. There's a possibility of that. So you're going to get rid of the dollar for the United States. That's a major change right there. And that's, yeah, so what does that say? So some people have been seeing it as a possibility. I can see that. But the world has to fall apart for that to happen. It can't just be gradually brought in. We have no reason to. Why change if it's not broken? But when the world kind of goes in, I mean, people right now are losing their freaking minds. You give them 2 more months or 3 more months, I mean, I think they're already kind of losing it already. Economies around the world, I'm not sure how much that's really, because they're stimulating it through the government, but how long can that go? And another thing, when the world does go to hell, like I said, it's not going to affect everybody. Like I said, if you got your sanity, you know, you'll be able to find your way through all this. Obviously, many are on the conspiracy front, creating all this fear and everything. They're already on the tipping spear of losing their minds. So, yeah, they have the anger towards the government, and it's not going to be the government that's going to be doing anything. It's going to be society breaking down. And that's the other thing, when society does break down, which is going to be kind of interesting, that the virus is going to disappear. It's done its job. It's gone. All of a sudden, it's gone. But everything's in hell right now. So yeah, I mean, do the things you need to do. I mean, I'm just gonna do things that I normally do. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. But yeah, that's the other thing I saw. I mean, I don't know where things will go. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Maybe everything would just coast back to being a slave society, and everything would be great. Get the slave job you want, and just continue that over and over until you're dead. That sounds like a great. That sounds like a great plan. Or this, where you keep your sanity as the waves, as the economy kind of goes into itself. You stay cool, stay calm, and you find you connect more to a higher dimensional energy. Those that are in the spiritual community that are on the YouTube, being they're 5D, they're at this and you're under here. Well, many of them at this is not going to be able to handle what's coming. From what I got from some of them, they're going to see this world crack, and they're just going to lose their minds. It's like they never thought that was going to happen. So it doesn't mean it's going to be all economic. It can be something else. It's not going to be something we can predict. It's hard to say. But then again, you never know. Maybe put the shoes back on, we'll go back to being a slave society. Everything will be great again. God help us all. I'm not looking forward to it. Some are living the grace of it. Some of us can't stand it. So I don't think I'm alone in that. So yeah, people are looking for mass arrest. Well, you might see mass distress. But look at the climate of the world. Look at it. I mean, the economies have stopped. And the governments can only do so much. And then, the floor is going to fall in. It has to. So, yeah, they give us some grace time to think about it. Get your affairs in order. I was to say, if you got a bunch of guns, you probably end up shooting yourself. That's the thing. You think you're going to be fighting the government, you're going to be fighting each other. So, and those that are wealthy, too, might not be. If you're a nice, wealthy person, you're friends with people, you care about people, I think you'll survive this. But if you're just an asshole, I'm not sure how that's going to go. And those that are in their bunkers, I don't know how that's going to last either. We'll just have to wait and see. But, you look at the world. I mean, I'm talking about this. I don't talk about stuff like this. This is not my norm. I'm talking about at a different time, and I'm talking about this. So it might kind of raise some eyebrows. Like I said, if you're okay, you feel like you survive this, you'll be fine. But a lot of people are not fine. They laugh at all this. They laugh at aliens, spiritual, whatevers, and that's great. Of course, many in the spiritual community are all fighting among each other too, because ego trip with some, but that's fine. A lot of them are not really together either. But yeah, I've had lifetimes as a warlord and whatever. But I'm not here to be a warlord. I'm here to go against the systems, and I'm not causing any panic. I'm not trying to be an Alex Jones in any shape or form. I'm not calling it as a warning or something, but it's just, now's the time to know yourself best you can. I mean, just less panic, no panic, calm. You'll get through this. That's it. It's very simple. And others will be on the 5G. They'll blame 5G for everything. Have fun with that. Now, there is some justification. There's probably some truth to some of that, but I think it's been way overblown. But you never know, the power might go out here and there. Well, maybe not worldwide, but if there's riots and stuff going on, you never know. Look at the climate we're in. What I saw, now this is 100%, timelines can change. Like I said, we can go back to slave society, everything will be great. Or we can go in enlightenment, but we seem like we have to go through some kind of pain. It's just the way it is. Society looks the other way. They're into their materialism and their lost worlds, and that's great. All that's falling apart. Like society itself, we're going to be totally different. But getting there, people want to connect to the positive new earth, but what about what you go to get to it? And that's the thing. Some that are spiritual, that have a good following, might not be the friend that they claim to be. They might be more villainous than you might think. Not to mention names. So, yeah, a lot of darkness is going to come out. People are going to start waking themselves up in ways they never thought they'd wake themselves up. So it's just, yeah, if you're right with yourself, the universe, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having your flaws and all that, and nobody's perfect. Jeez, I mean, yeah, perfect means, I guess that means that your project is over or done or something. No one's ever. You're always building, always creating, always moving to the next level, and that's what we're doing here. So, yeah, it's gonna be a different world for sure. You know, like I say, I'm not normally talking about stuff like this. I'm doing it I felt the energy I'm getting. First off, this sort of came in. I just feel it. I feel it coming. Next 2 months, everything fluctuates. Like yesterday, I did a video, wasn't clear at all. It's like, I don't know. Fuck. What's the future? I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm blocked like a son of a bitch. But in this case, you can say I got a download last night. Yeah, just last thing I want to do is put panic out there, but mentally prepare for what's to come. Do your own research. Look at the world. I mean, it's right in front of you. Want to see? Yeah, in 2008, I saw a thing on Bear Stearns. I was looking at a newspaper. I was at a restaurant. We had Bear Stearns, and then the next day, Bear Stearns is gone. It's like in 2008, and I woke up to what was all this. It was time for me to wake up, basically. I found David Icke and everybody else. And here we are in 2020 when the whole world is about to burn or is burning right now. So, yeah, you can blame China all you want. I wouldn't blame China or anything. Yeah, it's going to be so. I mean, look at, yeah, it's just, things are, yeah, what I saw is like there's going to be some kind of civil unrest somewhere. And it's going to have copycats in other places. I also see borders being shut down by people, not the government, like militias and stuff. So now that's the extreme. So who knows? Anything's possible right now. I mean, they're taking everything away, unless they reactivate the economy. This virus is going to just spin around. It's going to get worse. So I mean, they might do that. And they'll just, yeah, so might prolong our damnation, but they're going to have to shut it back down again. So, like I said, I'm putting out energies out there. You can say maybe it's a possible timeline. Maybe we'll divert it. That's a possibility. I'm not saying anything's 100%. So I feel like I'm here to bring this out and take it as you will. Most society is not going to believe in it. Most society doesn't know itself. It's in materialism. They're owned by their stuff that they own, or their objects own themselves. They're into 5G. Some people are into 3 days of darkness, which if this happens, 3 days of darkness ain't going to be shit. So it's like 10 days, 3 days. Yeah, you can't predict this stuff. People think they can predict their demise. Like 2012, if the whole world's going to end. And here we are. We're not in the end. We're, into a major change. So, yeah, this virus, I mean, I felt even possibly a satellite technology moving this virus around. I figured I'd put that out there. It would look like the craziest person on the planet. You never know. And that's not 5G. It's something different. Yeah, it's more like, I'm not sure what it is. But I felt satellite technologies will evolve with moving things around. Let's put it that way. So yeah, if you're meant to get this virus, you're going to get it. If you know you're not going to get it, you won't get it. It's that simple. If you know, it's like you got to take control over yourself. See, people are afraid of this 5G shit. So you're letting 5G control your life, basically. Another thing, you're letting 3 days of darkness control you, and you're letting 10 days of darkness control you. You're letting all of this bullshit control you. You're letting people are on this whole big 5G thing. You're letting 5G run your life. Why? It's like you take control of your life. 5G, who gives a shit? bring it in. It won't affect me. Life goes on. 3 days of darkness. I don't need that shit. You turn off all the power. I need my power. So if you don't need power, you go to the woods or something. So it's like people are, yeah, it's some of these conspiracy theorists are highly controlled. And they're putting out fear propaganda. There's Alex Jones Jr.'s clones, whatever, they're very similar to him. And they make a big profit from it. Yeah, because they're not your friend. They are not friendly at all. They're agents, basically, yeah, of parasites. Parasite's probably a good word for it. Yeah, they're not. You're just. I mean, they're bringing knowledge. They show there is an elite system here, but it's up to you to be afraid of it or not. And you get angry. They buy all their guns. They're ready for a civil war, and that's what they're here to do. They're here to drive people crazy. And it's up to the person to calm down. Yeah, calm, patient. Is not that exciting. But then again, if you look at the alternative, everyone's going to start setting each other on fire and whatever, shutting off. If you have militias cutting off, states and all that. I think I'd rather be calm and patient and boring compared to all of that. Oh, jeez. So yeah, all this is a possibility, but I'm not going to say anything is going to happen. None of it might happen. Maybe the new Earth would come in and everything would be great. We'd just hang out with Rainbow Bright, ride around on horses, and be pretty in pink. Who knows? From what it looks like, we're not heading that direction, but you never know. Yeah, no, some of these new age people. That's the thing. They say they're in 5D or above everybody. So people I want to get to your level. Well, what about the level you're at? Your level, there's nothing wrong with your level. And it doesn't mean that you're lower than anybody. You're you wanting to explore yourself. That's huge. Most people are just staring at the wall, if they're lucky. Or they're just humping something. Or whatever. Yeah, it's just, if you want to explore your own self, your own spirituality, it's making you, go to the highest level you want to. That's great. But you don't have to think that you're below anybody. That's the thing with all these spiritual people on YouTube that think they're just so much better than everybody. They're freaking hypocrites. And they're just, it's gross. They have a huge following and they're full of themselves. And it's just, you want to explore yourself and be whatever you need to do. See, I've been criticized by these people that are like high above me. They talk down to me. Yeah, they're assholes. They're just, I can name them. It's not just channelers, there are others too. They're just so full of shit. It's just, they're just not, it's just be cool. Be yourself. If you want to get, people want to, I wish I could be you. I wish I could channel this and that. It's like, just, what do you have that you're missing? You might be ignoring your own talent that you have that is unique, and you'd be surprised, which you'll find. Not everybody's here to channel aliens and all that. Aliens are not as exciting as some people might think. That's another way of being outside yourself. But you connect to the alien within yourself. What do you feel the aliens look like? What do you feel like the angels look like? What's your version of the world? What's your version of everything? People aren't trusting themselves. They're trusting other people, what aliens look like. It's time to trust yourself, what they look like. What's your encounter with grays? Is it positive? Is it negatives? What's your encounter with the yo? Is it positive, negative? What do they look like? If you look at it from that point of view, it opens you up more. It's just, it's all new. It's all weird. We're not really seeing these beings here. And, it's all in our minds, basically. But it is in a higher dimension. And it has a positive, it's for positive purposes. You just want to learn about yourself. There's nothing negative about that. You're not here to be manipulated. You're here to just grow and find, your highest potential spiritually. It's just trusting yourself. And through this is a test. Trust yourself. Say, okay, the world's going to go to hell. Trust myself. How am I going to get through this? Okay, I'm panicking. Well, talk to somebody to calm that panic. It's 5G. It's here to get me. Fucking 5G. Yeah, a lot of this. Now, nothing against a lot of those that talk about 5G to death. It's a warning process. I'm not saying I'm better than them or anything, but a lot of this stuff is mass arrest, 3 days of darkness, 5 days of darkness, whatever the hell it is. A lot of it's been beaten to death, but it's soul growth in the long run. But the world's going to get weird, definitely. We're just, I can be completely wrong, but I doubt it. And of course, there's a lot of inner panic among many. I'm not too worried about. I'm kind of curious how things are going to go. Actually, I'm ready to suffer. Let's see what the world's got. Not that I haven't been suffering already. Trust me, living in this society is suffering. It's like if the best day you got is watching some streaming show, and that's it's like, wow, that made me happy today. God help us all. I mean, I do creative stuff. I like to put that out there. Of course, I'm rejected by a sorry ass society. That's fine. At least the upper echelon. But yeah, things are going to be shaken for sure. So, like I said, I don't want to put any worry out there. But it's a good idea to look around and say what timeline you want to be on. It's like, there's a virus timeline going on right now. Many are not on that, obviously. So okay, I'm not on the virus. I don't have no viruses. I'm just okay. Maybe the world's a virus, but I'm not on the coronavirus timeline, so that's good. So now the economics of the world start to shake. Can you stay on a non-panic timeline and just weather the storm that's around it? Because the virus is a storm too. It's everywhere. Everybody's wearing all kinds of gear and all that. And I think they're telling people to wear masks, and a lot of that's manipulation, control. So let's see how many people wear a mask and look how ridiculous they look. Yeah, and see how far they take it. If you know yourself, now if you feel like you need a mask, it's like, you know what? I'm not into masks, but I feel like I need to wear one. Probably a good idea to do it. You never know. Some weirdness might be going on. Like some people, like they wear a seatbelt all the time, but they say they take it off and then they're in a car accident and they survive it. It's like, if you wore a seatbelt, you probably would have died in that. I've heard of stories like that. So yeah, sometimes you need to do what you gotta do. So, but I think for the most part, this whole mask thing is just a bunch of bullshit. It's all bullshit. Now, yeah, gloves if you need it, or just, I mean, they can't sanitize your hands or anything here. Just be careful. Yeah, people should be washing their hands anyway. I don't think people do it. Our society is kind of gross to begin with. So it does need kind of a wash. We need to be hosed down every once in a while. So I started thinking about some aliens, not all, but some of them I feel like don't like shaking hands anyway. They connect to other aliens' telepathy. So I think the Greys walk around and shake each other's hands. It's like, here, when you give people a hug, don't do that shit. Of course, some of them do connect to our energies and copy a lot of our stuff. But yeah, now's the time to open the mind. Yeah, telepathic energies. I mean, when times of panic, people are going to become more telepathic. You'd be surprised how many abilities you might open up to. So yeah, there's a lot of abilities that people have that they're way unaware of that they can activate during this time. Sometimes the time of panic is the time of, opening your psychic abilities. Sometimes people go drownings and they wake up and they're more psychic, connect to your guides, or others have had a death in the family and their abilities open up. So, there's all kinds of things out there. So yeah, we're just here to weather the storm. So yeah, I would say again, I mean, I could be wrong. I say it 100 times. I'm going to say it's true. I could be completely wrong, but judging by the forecast of the world, it's not being talked about. Of course not. They're not going to talk about the economy tanking. They're going to try and look at it as positive as they can. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're in a quarantine, when nobody can drive around really and the streets are bare. So, yeah, like I said, a new timeline can fly right in and change all that. But for right now, it doesn't seem that way. Yeah. So we just have to see where things go. Yeah, some people are in a comfort zone. They like the way things are, and they don't want to see what's to come until it hits. So just putting that out there. It's like, I don't see that coming, crashing. Everything's great. But then it happens. So it's like, you never know. Could be wrong once again. So yeah, it's yeah, all these conspiracy theorists think that, they talk about the government coming to get and kill everybody, when in truth it's other people killing each other instead. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not the government doing it. The government's trying to calm it down, trying to, they have to shut down, cities because everyone's lost their freaking minds. Like the LA riots, something like that. But it's not going to be in LA. It's going to be anywhere. Yeah, very similar to that, yeah. Well, a good example, too, is Orlando, where Disney is. If Disney stays, for at least for a couple months, shut down, there's nothing to do there. There's no economy there. It's just tourism, just like Las Vegas. Yeah, that's, and this is worse in 2008. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. And so, at least in 2008, you can find some kind of job or something. I mean, there's some blood there. But here, everything's closed up, shut down. So, it goes on for months. Anything can happen. It's just, like I said, I don't want to put this stuff out there. I hope maybe I'll put it out there for it to be stopped, but I'm not sure about that. And I'm not putting it out to manifest anything either. Somebody say that, but, the writing's on the wall. It's like, look at the world today. If you can flip a switch and everything, comes back to online, unless the government brings in like all this cash, and all of a sudden everybody's got money and everything's doing great. Even there, people are probably going to lose their minds anyway. Yeah, because they're just sitting at home. They can't go anywhere. Can't go to a club. Can't do anything. Can't shake their booty anywhere. Can't watch sports. I mean, a lot of people are going through a lot of depression right now. And add 2 or 3 more months to it. Not everybody's violent, but some people are. Yeah, they just get triggered. They just can't take it anymore. So, yeah, they just, especially couples, everything's great. Love life is great. But in this situation, a lot of that burns up and they start losing their minds. Domestic disputes can, start this off. Who knows? Anything is possible. Obviously, when I have a positive outlook, but reality is, it might want to, you can look at the positive, like none of that will happen, but it might be good to look at reality a little bit and see, what happens needs to happen. So, yeah, Illuminati connections, let's see, Is this humanity taking back their power? You break down the systems and you bring in new ones. But you gotta break down the systems. And you sometimes have to break down the person for them to see more clearly the world around them. Because people are not seeing the world. This is a channeled energy. Yeah, they're not. I mean, many people are, of course, here. Connected to angels, aliens, and whatever you need to see. It's fine. Whatever you want to create, please do. But the rest of the world blocks all that out. So here's the open. So with humanity losing their minds, going into panic, is also a sign of opening up consciousness, a higher consciousness. And sometimes you have to just go insane to get there. So, yeah, this isn't about anyone's bad or, economy goes crazy, people go to unrest and do things they probably shouldn't be doing, but, when you start judging all that, you get nowhere. You're there to obviously keep yourself safe, but judging people that are losing their minds is probably not the best idea. Of course, some that are just a parasite energy. I don't know if I'm judging that or not, but some of them are just absolutely disgusting. But because they bring in a lot of this. Yeah, they say they're positive, say they're not scared, and it's like, that's a different story. It's like they look at the camera and they're terrified. They stare right in the, I'm not scared. And they look like they lost their fucking minds. One of these days I can show who I'm talking about. They survived this. It's pretty funny though. It's a good case study. Yeah, it's all educational in the long run. So yeah, we're going to see the world in a different way. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't think a lot of this. Yeah, if you want to get my full, all right, we get my full reading on this. That yeah, those like I said, those that are going to be fine will be fine. You'll find a way to make it work. If you feel like you're in a target, you'll find some way around. It's like, oh shit, everybody around me is nuts. Sometimes you need to be there until hell breaks loose, and then you get the hell out. Yeah, you hit the panic button and run. But yeah, I feel civil unrest. I saw a lot of that when this all started, and I didn't want to dive into that. But yeah, I did see civil. Yeah, I saw economic civil unrest when all this virus thing came into the country, or even before that. So yeah, it's just going to be a Roman candle, basically. Yeah, I mean, I saw some wealthy people getting shot in their homes. Really well, just wealthy. Some of them are nice people. Most of them aren't. Like, if you're a nice person, like I say, if you're wealthy and nice, you probably survive this somehow. You just give away your wealth, share your wealth. Let's share your wealth. Let's put it that way. You'd be seen differently. But if you're just a freaking scumbag, it's a whole different story. So, and some of them might have karma. They have not done enough for others. They did everything for themselves. And yeah, Grim Reaper is on their way, apparently. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be probably worldwide unrest. Yeah, not in all areas, but quite a few. Yeah, just New York, like New York City, look at that. Shut down for the year, practically. We're just gotten started, but there's a possibility of that being shut down for at least the majority of the year. So, and that place is just, crime rates used to be pretty bad. Imagine still pretty bad still. So, it's hard to say. Obviously, don't want that, but the timelines I'm seeing, at least right now, like I said, that might not happen at all. Yeah, things are going to get really ugly in some parts of the world. And in the United States, I felt some states, some of the borders are going to be shut off, but by militias, not by the military. Military, I don't know if this military can be able to handle all this. Yeah, and it's not going to. Some people, I don't think people are going to necessarily go after the government. They're just going after each other. That has nothing to do with the government. They're just so sick of each other. They just lost it. That's what I see. Like I say, as a possibility. But I don't know. It's sometimes good to talk about this stuff so it doesn't happen. But the timeline looks pretty clear. Yeah, you want to avoid it as much as possible. Yeah, I don't want any of that to happen. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't think, yeah, I don't see the government being attacked. I just see people attacking each other. Yeah, and so people have these guns and everything on demand, and they're going to be hunting each other and not the government. So, yep. So it's good to have a clear mind. That's why people are on drugs and alcohol and not thinking straight. Maybe it's time to start getting sober. You got 2 months to get sober. It's good to get started. Because people bring that darkness. They blame 5G or whatever the hell it is. You might bring in, physical abuse possibly. So, I guess you need to experience it to wake up, right? Well, it's not going to happen everywhere, but it's a possibility of happening. And I don't know. It's just, like where these outbreaks are, the virus outbreaks, people are just going to start losing it. And people with the virus might start doing stuff too. So there's a possibility of that. If they open up the country too soon and the virus numbers go up, and some of these people with the virus they lost their minds. I have the virus, fuck it. It's like, fuck it. It's like, I'm not going to go sit in a hospital and die. I'm just going to fuck it. So, there's a possibility of that too. Of course, who knows? I might be dramatizing a lot of this. Who knows? Watch too much TV. But then again, other people have too. So, China's a whole different story. China doesn't have the American problem. Of course, Italy has more cases, but it's all lockdown. We don't know exactly what's going on there. The United States is a little bit different. It's a whole different animal. It's a different culture. It's a conspiracy country. It thinks flies are going to eat people and the government's going to come and get them. 5G is going to get them. That's America. Unfortunately, not everybody, but it's a good portion. And those that are thinking that shit, they're looking for a war. They might just start one. So that's the thing. You never know. You take everything away, you got nothing to lose. And right now that's happening. Like I said, we're in the early stages of it. But so, who knows? It might be just a quiet death of the country. You never know. Might be like the Great Depression in the past. I think it's going to be worse than that. At least what I'm seeing right now. Like I said, timelines can change. We can be all eating lollipops, hanging out with the Care Bears. And New Earth will be here. We'll be talking to the Palladians and all their sex change stuff that they do and whatever the hell it is. Possibility that might happen too. Or reality might come in instead. Yeah. But yeah, if the world does crumble, I would say a new currency is really possible now. Yeah, if everything just slides into hell, definitely a new currency is on its way. What the hell? Might as well. Everything has gone to hell. So, yeah, because China had a little bit of an unrest there, but not, it's not taking over the country. But, I don't think it's going to take over the country. There'll just be areas that will go insane. So, all these are possibilities. I'm not, trying to put out to manifest any of this, but some of this stuff's already set in stone. I'm being told to talk about this. So, by higher dimensional energies, whatever. You believe me or not, it doesn't matter. If we pass this and none of that happens, I don't know. Hopefully something better than our reality comes in. God, can you imagine living this over and over? God, I feel like things are going to change eventually. I'm slowly losing my mind. Those that, just, anyway. So, yeah, we're going into a new age, is definitely. So, I think a lot of these timelines are set in stone already. So, yeah, we look at the economy, it's not looking good. Nothing's happening right now. But, there's going to be some fallout. It has to be. Yeah, and the government can only do so much, and yeah, people think the government's the villain. I don't think so. I don't think people are the villain either. It's just the mental people are just losing their minds right now, and they're just ready to pop. Basically, they get triggered, and it can come out of nowhere. There can be no signs, and somebody just lose their mind, and it starts. I wouldn't call it a revolution, just civil unrest, basically. Yeah, anything is possible right now. It's just like all the, people that have, all the spoiled people, because Americans are pretty spoiled. Not everybody, but there's a lot of spoiled stuff here. They're just gonna, I guess, lose it. Like I said, the wealthy, not all, but some, are gonna be the targets. For obvious reasons. There's already news of that a little bit, and also possibly of the news organizations, being retired eventually. There's a possibility. Yeah, you have famous people being executed out in the streets, possible. Yeah, famous news people, possibly. Retire their bullshit. So. Anything's possible. I'm not gonna be involved with that. We're here to keep the vibrations going in the right direction. But like I say, I'm putting this out there to prepare people mentally for what's possibly coming in. So, yeah, like I said, this is not something I normally do. So, yeah. Um, and this future is not clear at all. So, so you start looking into it more deeper, you see all these different alternative timelines. Who the hell knows? Whatever, if there's anything major coming in, it's not going to show itself until it happens. Yeah, it's not going to make itself. Like the economy, that one's kind of clear. But if there's something else on the way, who the hell knows? It's not going to be aliens, I doubt that. But if there's something that's going to hit, whatever it might be, I don't think it can be imagined, foreseen. That might trigger all this to occur. It's a possibility. Yeah, something's on the horizon, or many somethings are coming. I mean, look at the world right now. We're just still. Obviously, we want to look at a positive way. We're just getting the economy right back into order. But the chances of that isn't very high, is it? So, not really. Not when you come down to reality and say, like, there's no way this is going to put itself back together again. So, the world is not going to be the same. If you need to wear a mask, that's great. But you technically don't need one. If you're insecure, scared, you want to live forever, I don't think a mask is going to do anything for you. Know yourself. Know you won't get this. Know you'll be fine. That's the main message. Just know that you can get through this without a problem. You don't need a mask. You don't have to worry about 5G. You don't have to worry about 3 days of darkness, 5 days of darkness, 20 days of darkness, whatever the hell it is. You can overcome all obstacles of life. And, you're definitely going to be tested for sure. So something's coming. But hope for the best. So, but yeah, signs are on the wall. Everything's on the wall right now. So just, stay positive and stay strong, and we can get through anything. Let's see, Illuminati energies. I feel like they showed up earlier today. Earlier on. So earlier today. Yeah. Not have to worry about yourselves. It's a good time to pray to your higher God, to your higher self, get information from your guides that is of a positive nature to better prepare you for this. You are going to be tested. No matter who you are, everybody's going to be tested, and no one's going to be tested the same way. So, doesn't mean you have to have a, sometimes the best test is to not be involved in civil unrest, to avoid it. It's like, how'd you do that? And that's, it's like to heal the earth through your energies, of course. Trust yourselves, of course. But not to give your energies away to negative vibrations of fear. 5G is fear. It is used as fear. It's not fear, but it's been weaponized as fear. The more you trust yourself, the more you just love yourself, the more clearly you will see the world. But it's up to you to make those decisions. Nobody can make it for you. And some of you that need to disconnect from friends, a good time to do it now. That some people, you don't feel like you can be around. You feel like a scenario, if the world does go insane, what's going to happen? It's like some females actually handle this pretty well. Some males might be the other way around, might be not handling it so well. Depends on the person, of course. So now's the time to find inner strength. Of course, with friendship, energies, of course, go by what you wish to experience, but some of you will find friend energies aren't always friendly that you thought were friends in the past. This is how you get to know yourself. If you need to know about it at the brink of the world going crazy, then so be it. But some of you can see it sooner, but some of you need to see it later, after the fact. But sometimes you need to see a person for what they truly are. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what's best for you. Nobody can tell you that. But many of you Or yeah, it's going to be tested. Not everybody is going to be tested on the same levels. But new energy is coming to the earth. It's now time to get to know it. Blessings. Alright. There's probably more to it than that, but I've gone on long enough. Alright. Take care. Blessings.